Hi everyone, I'm Bill Rosinski and welcome to another edition of Sports Night at South End Brewery. We'll talk a little hockey tonight, but first, he's a native Charlottean. He fought last year for the heavyweight championship of the world. He was on the U.S. Olympic boxing team. Calvin Brock, the boxing banker as he's called. Calvin, great to see you again.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Now, you just fought a few months ago, and I had no idea because I know you had the heavyweight shot in November. And then you fight a guy named West on the undercard of Evander Holyfield's comeback fight. How did that fight come about? And I know you knocked him out in the first round.
Well, Evander Holyfield signed with my promoter, Main Events, his original promoter, so he's back to where he started from when he first turned pro in 1984. And they placed me on his card in Corpus Christi, Texas, televised on a Comcast cable station. And that was my first boxing match since the World Championship, and I had a first round knockout.
And first round, how soon into the round? Was it over quickly?
Just over, it was 2 minutes, 49 seconds.
Oh, really? So almost near the end of the first round.
Right.
And that's, to knock out a guy, I don't know what that's like. I don't think I want to be knocked out, but what's the feeling when you lay a punch and you knock a guy out?
Normally a knockout punch is a punch that don't feel like it's hard, and then after you hit your opponent goes down and can't get back up. And it's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling to knock out somebody.
Take us back to November of last year. Madison Square Garden, New York. Vladimir Klitschko, Calvin Brock for the heavyweight championship of the world. What was it like for you that week, going into New York and just all the hype about the fight, and then in the days leading up to it, that had to be just something very special?
The special thing about it was I thought I was going to win the championship and then be the baddest man on the planet, and it didn't turn out that way. As far as the hype in the media, I've gone through all of that before. Boxing on HBO, having a main event on HBO, boxing on bigger undercards where I'm a televised co-feature, and I went into the boxing match and I just wasn't myself. I was overtrained for that boxing match. I peaked out 3 weeks too soon, and it's best to peak at the boxing match. A good trainer knows how to monitor the training camp to have the boxer peak at the fight, because if the boxer peaks before the fight, then he's going to be halfway down the hill when the fight comes, and there isn't anything that can be done about that at that point once a boxer is peaked. So I give Klitschko all the credit in the world because he's very good, great skills. He's bounced back from 3 losses, become heavyweight champion of the world. He is the man in the heavyweight division right now, and he's as good as I expected that he would be, but he's stronger than what I expected he was. He's a very strong guy. He's very good, but I think I beat him the next time I ever get a chance at him.
You talked about peaking too soon. Did you train differently for this fight than you had for other fights? Because I know you go up to going to Pennsylvania for your training. Was it longer? Was it different this time?
For the championship, I trained 11 weeks, and that was too many weeks. The most I need to train is 8 or 9 weeks. Now I'm training only 8 weeks, and I'm not training in Pennsylvania anymore. I'm training here in Charlotte. I have a new trainer. My trainer is a legend, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. He's in Charlotte right now training me. After I lost that boxing match, he gave me a phone call and said that he can help me become heavyweight champion of the world. He knows exactly what I need, and I've been learning a whole lot. He's taken my game to another level, and it's been a great harmony in the camp, and I'm happier here because I'm at home. I'm not a person that drinks and smokes and run the streets half of the night and go to clubs. So I'm a home. I'm a family man, so I'm at home every night with my wife or, over my family's house. I don't need to go to camp, man. I can do everything right here. So I'm happier here, and that helps a lot mentally, because if I'm going to camp in some place where I don't really want to be, then that's a mental drain on me, and that was costing me to get overtrained too. So after going away from camps for 6 years, it's kind of worn out with that now. So now I'm training here, and Pernell is here, and everything is great. And then my next boxing match, I'll win it, and soon I'll be heavyweight champion of the world, hopefully by the end of the year.
All right, so, and the plans are to fight in June in Atlantic City, is that right?
Yes, the plans are to box in Atlantic City on June the 2nd. They place me on the undercard of the heavyweight championship for the WBO title with Shannon Briggs, who's the WBO world champion. Is boxing this Russian named Sultan Obragomov. He's undefeated. But the boxing match supposed to have taken place back on March 10th. But Shannon Briggs got sick with pneumonia and had an abscess in his body somewhere and real bad asthma, and he pulled out the boxing match. So then the WBO mandated that if he pulled out on June the 2nd, they'll strip him of his title, and as long as I'm there on the undercard, they'll move me up to the championship bout, and me and the challenger will box for the vacant WBO World Championship. So if Shannon Briggs pull out June 2nd, then I'll be in another World Championship, and this time I'll win it.
Well, I know a lot of folks are pulling for you. So Whitaker then trained you for this recent fight you had in March, is that correct?
Yes, Pernell Whitaker trained me for my March 17th boxing match, and I came out doing something that I haven't done in a long time. I boxed. I jabbed more than what I've ever jabbed before, and I set up my right hand. I mean, he's taking my game to a whole nother level psychologically. And that's what he said, the biggest part where I need. At first I thought he was talking about confidence-wise and believing that I can go out there and win a fight. But he was talking about the whole perspective of a boxing match. While I'm in the ring, making the fight easy and controlling the boxing match. And he's taking my game to that kind of level now.
I know that if they don't know your history, you did fight in the Olympics. Tell us about that experience. I guess when you're growing up and all of a sudden fall in love with boxing, one of your goals is to be a heavyweight champ, but I guess the other is to represent your country at the Olympics.
Oh man, that was an excellent experience. I mean, ever since I walked into the gym, one of my goals was to go to the Olympics, and that's probably every amateur's goal in every sport, to go to the Olympics. I mean, that's the ultimate achievement, to make it to the Olympics. And when I made the 2000 Olympic team and then won my way to the Olympics, because not everybody that make the Olympic boxing team get to represent the Olympics. Some of them get beat out international tournaments and they don't qualify their weight class. So after I qualified my weight class and got there, and I was there in the Olympic Village and going into the opening ceremonies, and I said, man, look at this, man. After all these years, it was 13 years at the time, I said, man, after all these years, I finally made it. You know, not many people can say that. And then to just, get in the ring and box in the Olympics was an excellent experience. Even the nervousness back in the dressing room, I said, this is the nervousness of being in the Olympics. And, whatever the come out is, I've achieved a goal that people can't even pay for. All those people up in the stands at the opening and closing ceremonies, those at the Olympics, they can't pay their way into competing in the Olympics, and that was a great feeling.
Talk about how you got involved in boxing. If the fans don't know your history, this started at a pretty young age, didn't it?
I started when I was 12. I was given 2 sets of boxing gloves when I was 8 years old. A relative gave me 2 sets, and right prior to that, I asked God, would he have purpose for my life? Because I knew that I would only want to do something that I've been exposed to. If a person not exposed to something, then they don't know it exists. So he gave me 2 sets of boxing gloves, and I wondered to myself, why is he giving me 2 sets? I don't have a sister, I don't have a brother to box with. So then I decided I'll box with my friends. So I started boxing with my neighborhood friends, and I loved it. And after I ran out of friends to box with because I was beating my friends up, that's when God laid it in my spirit that that's what he wanted me to do, and that's what I would be successful in. So I started when I was 12. I was 8 at the time, but I started when I was 12 and never quit.
And your dad's been a big part of this in your life.
Yes. When I first started out with this 80-year-old man. I lost my first 4 boxing matches because he couldn't show me, how to properly win a boxing match anymore. He was just too laid back at 80 years old. And then my dad ordered some boxing instructional videotapes and some hand mitts and started helping me out the house. And then after my 4th loss and 9th month, after 9 months of boxing and my 4th loss, I left. No, it was longer than that. It was think after 11 months of boxing, after my fourth loss or something, or maybe a year, I left that old man and went over to the PAL Center, Police Athletic League, where Kelvin Seabrooks was training at the time, and started training with this coach. And then Kelvin Seabrooks lost his title 2 months later, and his coach quit coming to the gym, and that's when my dad took over full time, and it was just me and him for the next 12 years, all the way to the Olympics, even till now.
So when you made the switch to Sweet Pea Whitaker, did you talk with him about what you wanted to do?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, at first, well, since I've been pro, I've always had another trainer. You know, my dad thought it was smart, and I also thought it would be real smart to get a more experienced coach, not somebody who just never boxed before and only been around boxing just as much as I've been around it. And so we got a more experienced coach from day one. So he was open to working with Sweet Pea Whitaker.
What else are you involved in here in town? Didn't I see you in a real estate commercial or something? What are you involved in? What are you doing? Besides, are you in the banking business at all?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm just a full-time boxer right now. Full-time boxer. Got all my eggs thrown in one basket. Later, I end up branching out, doing some real estate, building houses, and things like that.
And you plan to make Charlotte home for a long, long time?
I don't have any reason to leave. All of my family is here, my wife's family. I don't have any reason to go anywhere else. I don't know where God may lead me to, but as it stands right now, I'll be here.
Before I let you go, just a question. After you lost the heavyweight title fight, were there any thoughts immediately afterwards like, hey man, I lost, that was my shot, I'm gonna go do something else?
Right after I lost, I just said, well, okay, I lost, but I'll still become a heavyweight champion of the world. Without a doubt in my mind, I knew that I still will become a heavyweight champion of the world. And I still have to prove that because I'm not heavyweight champion yet. But I told everybody at the press conference that Vladimir Klitschko is a great boxer. He's very good. You know, he's deserving of his win on November 11th that night. And but I still will become heavyweight champion of the world. You will see me come back. And there was no doubt in my mind or my team's mind, my promoter's mind, or anybody's.
Well, Calvin, great seeing you. Good luck in this next fight in Atlantic City, and hopefully that dream comes true. You will be the heavyweight champion of the world by the end of this year.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Calvin Brock, our guest. When we come back, we'll talk with Mike Hartman. We'll talk NHL hockey here on Sports Night at South End Brewery.
Sports Night at South End Brewery is brought to you by South End Brewery and Smokehouse, offering fine cuisine, custom crafted beers, and the #1 microbrewery in the South. And by Imbo Furniture, Scandinavian and contemporary designs.
Relax and let your thoughts drift away in a stressless, the ultimate recliner. Designed to support you perfectly in any position. Relax your body, free your mind in a stressless.
Come, experience Stressless at Imbo Furniture in Cornelius.
You don't have to be this fit to read Charlotte Health and Fitness magazine, but let Charlotte Health and Fitness magazine help you maximize your active lifestyle. Every month, CHF readers enjoy features on the best places to get fit, look great, and have fun. CHF is now available for home or office delivery. For a limited time, visit chfmag.com and sign up to receive your complimentary copy today.
Welcome to Stressless, the recliner that lets you create your own personal comfort zone. With a smooth reclining glide system that eases your body into the perfect position for total relaxation. Plus full lumbar support and a headrest that adjusts automatically. Stressless. Relax your body, free your mind.
Come, experience Stressless at Imbo Furniture in Cornelius. Sports Night at South End Brewery is brought to you by South End Brewery and Smokehouse, offering fine cuisine, custom crafted beers, and the #1 microbrewery in the South.